Okay, thoughts on Nicolas Cage?
I think he's a genius. I mean, he keeps getting hired for some reason, and it's not because of his hair.
In a world of realism, there truly is no actor quite like Nicolas Cage. Overly theatrical, downright insane and melodramatic, all piled into one, Cage has become a mainstay in pop culture. But what truly makes him such a cult icon? An icon that seems to defy every kind of expected acting trope and elevate him to a stardom shared by industry titans. In this video, I will examine Cage's acting style and explain how his campy, ridiculous theatrics aim to subvert all acting styles, challenging acting norms with underappreciated talent, and using the idea of cult as a foil to the mainstream to break the mold of cinema itself.
I never misspelled anything! Not once, not one time!
Arguably the first film that truly allowed Cage to flourish when it came to his insanity was 1988's Vampire's Kiss. Regarded as one of the all-time worst, Vampire's Kiss follows Cage as he is bitten and subsequently tormented by a vampire, while slowly going insane and inflicting equal torment on all those around him. On paper it sounds like a pretty horrific movie, and yet...
I couldn't think of a more horrible job if I wanted to. And you have to do it.
The film is absolutely hilarious. Why? Nicolas Cage. From his very first scene, Cage's campy, over-the-top style oozes out of the screen, infecting the viewer. All the performances surrounding Cage seem normal, and yet he feels equal parts out of place and perfectly at home.
The goddamn contract is somewhere in those goddamn fucking files!
This insanity blossomed into near instant success for Cage, and ever since, he's taken more than 100 roles in genres like romance, horror, action, and fantasy. Audiences seem to love his pure insanity, his love to consistently expect the unexpected, a philosophy which he has certainly followed throughout his work, always taking roles and delivering performances wildly different not just from his other works, but from what we as an audience expect to see. It is undeniable that Cage's style oozes camp. While hard to truly pinpoint, camp is synonymous with an unusual, exaggerated approach which subverts the mundane. American writer Susan Sontag defined camp as something which dethrones the serious, or exists as a foil to the serious. A campy style is therefore synonymous with cult cinema, the very essence of which manifests as a contrast to the expected, a celebrated deviation from the normal regardless of quality. A simple view of Nicolas Cage may immediately qualify him as an awful actor, accidentally falling into camp due to his lack of talent, or improv that results in performances absolutely wild to the common viewer. However, I believe it goes quite a bit deeper than that. Nicolas Cage's style is very clearly deliberate. As said by himself, he wants to subvert the norm, to be the unserious in a serious world. This theatrical approach seems to defy what it actually means to be a good actor. Why else would Cage deliberately take roles that seem to be doomed from the start? Films like the 2006 Wicker Man remake, a film destined to fail on account of it being a remake of a horror classic. Cage has coined a style of acting known as nouveau shamanism, which involves truly becoming one's character, going beyond simple method acting and actually imagining yourself as the character you play. I believe this explains his love for insane roles. He wants to challenge not only himself as an actor, but the audience as consumers of film as an art form, raising the questions of what truly makes a film performance, and by extension a film, good. Additionally, Cage's acting is synonymous with the silent film era, with his unrealistic, exaggerated expressions and movements. In multiple interviews, Cage has shown a passion for the silent era of cinema, particularly the German Expressionist movement, which he makes reference to throughout his filmography. In his 1995 essay Trashing the Academy, historian Jeffrey Sconce coins the term paracinema, describing it as less a distinct group of films than a particular reading protocol, a counter-aesthetic turned subcultural sensitivity devoted to all manner of cultural detritus.
Groovy.
Regarding paracinema, what else could be more appropriate when it comes to Cage's style than his use of the idea of film and his status as a film star to challenge what we see as the norm, to perhaps show us a modern form of German Expressionism, to really reveal what can be done with the art form that is cinema when it isn't held down by a necessity for realism.
This is a snakeskin jacket, and for me it's a symbol of my individuality and my belief and personal freedom.
Cage therefore truly is a genius actor, because much like cult film's defiance of the mainstream, he aims to subvert the norms of what a film can be and what it can truly offer you. He exists in a world that attempts to be serious, and, through a complete lack of seriousness, shows the need for paracinema within Hollywood. Nicolas Cage is thus the ultimate cult icon of the modern age, and in an industry full of realism, Cage's insanity and resulting popularity truly shows a need to subvert the norm. That, or he's just a really bad actor, or an alien pretending to be human.
You want to come up? We can join me.